안녕하세요. How's it going, guys? Sam here. Happy Saturday. 어떻게 지내요? How is your day coming along? All right. So let's get to our Korean lesson. So today we are going to be learning a nice little polite phrase that is great for when you speak to new people. And then afterwards, I will get into some Korean history and then deliver some good news that we need, um, much needed good news. Okay, so if you remember your alphabet, so on the left here we have, what is this? What is this? Looks like a bull with horns. It's a B sound, B, or it can be a P as well. B, P. Okay, and this with the stick to the right is A. Okay, and this little L shape or this little angle, 90-degree angle, is N. So this is bun, hence the bunny with the buns, hot cross buns. Yeah. Okay, and then here this way is a G sound, K, or also a K sound, K, K, K. Okay, and again this one, I'm sure you already guessed it, is A, and again this little bull with horns. There you go. So what is this one? It is cup, right? Ban cup. See the cup? Having a sip in a little cup of tea, presumably. All right, now this one. This is a S sound, and this is ew. And again, this is the same as these. It's just drawn a bit flatter because this sounds like soup. Soup, get it? Bowl of soup, carrot, chicken, soup. Yeah. And then we have N, ni, I, ni, and this thing, which is a D, and an A, ni, da, like a needle, I guess. Okay? Alright, let's try that. Ban, kap, sup, ni, da. Ban, kap, sup, ni, da. Okay? What does it mean? It means nice to meet you. So it's a great thing to say to someone you're just meeting for the first time. Ban, kap, sup, ni, da. Okay, and if you want to be extra polite, it's also good in Korean to greet people with an honorific. So if you happen to know their name, you can address them name with a she on the end, which is the same as san, I guess, in Japanese. So if I was addressing a guy named Timmy, I would address him. I would go to him, 반갑습니다, Timmy she. Okay, that means it's nice to meet you, Timmy, honorific. Okay, give that a try. 반갑습니다. Okay, nice to meet you. Alrighty. Okay, so now we'll hop to the cat facts. And also, we have a rabbit fact, a special request by Carol. Yeah, okay, so first, the cat fact. Make it quick. Did you know that cats actually aren't supposed to be drinking milk because they are lactose intolerant? So that means that they can take milk, but if they take too much, they don't digest it very well and they get probably a little tummy ache. So stop giving your cat milk, especially cow's milk. They can probably drink their own milk just fine, right? Okay. Yes. So cats, lactose intolerant. Okay. Rabbit facts. Yes. Did you know that a baby rabbit is actually not called a bunny? The official term for a baby rabbit is a kitten, like cats, kitten or kit. All right, there you go. Bunny is kind of like a cutie name, like a kitty or doggy, you know. Bunny. Yes. So baby rabbit is a kitten. There you go. All right. Now on to the juicy stuff. So if you've been watching a bit of some K-dramas, especially the period ones, perhaps a bit of Kingdom, I hear that's all the rage lately, then yeah, you will be thrown right into the good old days of Korea. Okay, so the Kingdom of Korea began about 2,000 years ago. They've got over 2,000 years worth of history. So they started with the, here, I'll show you guys a bit of this. There you go. Korean Empire was a bit far. But yes, so they started back in the day with as the Gojoseon. All right, so not much to note there. All very barbaric. Battling each other. The Gojoseon. Let's skip back a bit. So this guy Epimetheus makes some pretty graphic stuff, but it's good. Anyway, so yeah, we won't delve into all this detail, but basically it went from one Gochoson to the Three Kingdoms. Now Three Kingdoms is the fun part. Everyone likes Three Kingdoms. This is the Korean version. Okay, so the Three Kingdoms were the Goguryeo, the Bakje, and the Shilla. Okay, and they kind of coexisted. Each did their own thing. The bakje was like the rice bowl of Korea back then, and the shilla were quite interesting. They had a lot of queens, and they had over 3 queens that ruled their little kingdom. Okay, and they did a lot of trade, especially with Arab, Arabia, right? Oh yes, and they built some pyramids. Apparently, yeah, Korea has some pyramids. Pyramids. Yeah, there you go. Shilla. Okay, so eventually, this was back in about 500-600s back in the day. Yeah, you can see the period there, up until about 900s, and then in 918, the 3 combined into one, known as Goryeo. Okay, so 3 into one big kingdom. So that's probably as close as it got to modern day Korean Empire. Before Genghis Khan came along, the Mongol hordes came and smashed them in the 13th century. Bam. Okay, and then after the Mongols left, they became the Joseon period, right? Which is the really famous period that everyone knows, right? And it is the one that you would be familiar with, the Great Kingdom, Daecheongguk, Great Kingdom. So this Great Kingdom lasted for over 500 years, right? And it was a wonderful time. And also, this is the time that Kingdom is set in. Actually, to be fair, most of the period dramas, the K dramas are set in, is this one, the Joseon period, because this is a very romantic period in the sense of like the Renaissance. It is the Renaissance of Korea. Okay, so this was when Korean art and culture, literature was booming, trade was expanding, science and technology was being researched, and it was even in the regards of a religion. So the previous Chinese Confucianism and Buddhism was dying, and well, not really dying, but it wasn't so it wasn't being proselytized so much in Korea, and it was a Neo-Confucianism era. Okay, and this era saw the creation of the Korean alphabet, the Hangul, which I mentioned by Sejong the Great. Okay, so yes, it was a wonderful time. Lots of things happening. Okay, so yeah, if you've been watching Kingdom, I guess you will maybe be kind of familiar. The main character in that is the Crown Prince, and his name is Li Chang. Now he's not on any official records, but if I had to guess, the Kingdom series is set during the time of probably Songcho or Gwanghaegun, one of these emperors. All right. So yeah, I guess he's kind of fictional. But yeah, so that period of time, the Joseon period, is it's very pivotal period in Korean history, because it set the tone for what was to become the Korean Empire. Even today, a lot of the etiquette, the language, the beliefs, a lot of that was created during this Joseon period. All right, and then during that time also there was some invasions back and forth. Japan came along. That was a very big thing, and they had quite an impact on Korea. Yeah, so yeah, I guess they may have mentioned that. I think in Kingdom, it is about just around about after or in the midst of the Japanese invasions. So that was when the Joseon Empire was quite weak at that point in time. So yeah, that was that. All right, now some good news that like I mentioned. The good news is that in case you guys haven't heard, the oldest person to survive the COVID-19 infection has come through. It is a 101-year-old Italian man. So yeah, that's that. Good stuff. But apart from that, now as more data becomes available and as the number of people infected worldwide with the coronavirus surpasses about 450,000, that's quite a lot. 450,000 people with confirmed infections. Okay, with more than 1 billion people on lockdown at their home. Scientists are now trying to answer one of the more urgent, the more pressing questions of this pandemic. Do people who survive the infection become immune to the virus? All right, that's a very important question, right? Because obviously we're still not sure. Even back then we weren't sure on the transmission mode, but now we need to know if this virus can be still, can we gain an immunity to this virus? Okay, and the good news is the answer is yes. Now there are some unknowns, but this is important for several reasons. Because if we can gain an immunity to this virus, then people who are confirmed to immune can perhaps start to leave their homes and go back to work, or set things up or work on a vaccine to speed things up a little, maybe. And also like healthcare workers who are immune can more readily and more easily care for people who are still ill at the moment. So growing immunity is a good news, right? So as more and more people recover from this virus and gain immunity, that means firstly that there are less, fresh hosts for the virus to infect, right? So infection rates will go down, which is, remember the whole flattening the curve thing. So the curve, once it passes the peak, it begins to die down. So we want to get to that as soon as possible. Okay, and then immunity also means there are chances for better treatment, because while we may not have a vaccine, immunity means our bodies naturally will generate antibodies, right, that will combat the virus. So people who have recovered, we can potentially extract and in the lab replicate some of these antibodies, so that we can assist and aid other people who are still suffering from the disease, right, to recover better and faster. Okay, so that there will be less people that succumb to this virus. All right. So on Tuesday, the Food and Drug Administration (FDA) approved the use of plasma from recovered patients to treat the more severe cases of the COVID-19 infection. Okay, so they're already testing this stuff in America, in the States, which is good. So, like I mentioned, in case you guys aren't familiar with the way the body's immune system works, the body's first line of defense against viruses is to create antibody called the immunoglobulin M, IgM. Okay, among others. So this antibody helps to resist, of course, things like bacteria and viruses, right? So eventually, the IgM will be refined by the body, and the body will produce a more specialized antibody called immunoglobulin G, IgG. Okay, so this is all very technical, but yeah, just so you know, basically your body makes antibodies. We can use these antibodies as a first line defense before we get a vaccine, because vaccines take time and testing, and these other drugs like chloroquine, we don't know. It also takes time to refine and to test. So antibodies are probably the best, the fastest way to go for now. Okay, so that's good news. I'm just letting you guys know that even now we are starting up these antibodies. So hopefully those results come out soon, and we can start treating people So focusing on the treatment, because if this is like the Spanish flu or one of the flus, which it looks like it's going to be, then at some point it's going to circulate through the population. Okay, so what we want to do now is to, in addition to reducing the spread, slowing the spread down, we also want to focus on treatment so that our healthcare services are not overwhelmed. Okay, so yeah, definitely keep an eye on this one. But it's good news. It's good news all around. Okay, so I will leave you with that little bit of cheer for this Saturday, and hope you have a nice, good, and fruitful weekend. Now I'm heard the supermarkets have been restocked, so yeah, go get your bread and eggs and milk before it runs out. Okay, all right, Sam out. Have an awesome day. Doodles.